So finally, final piece of puzzle in using delegates and events, and finally what we're going to start using next is going to be handling the events, is creating this EventArgs class. And basically with EventArgs is a way to pass data in a standard way, not just integer or some enumerator of data. And this makes things run much smoother and process smoother. We know what to expect. So EventArgs class is a sort of a very important tool in passing this data, how we pass it. It's like a container. We can pass more pieces of data as well. And standard ways to use standard event args. And we have a standard event args class that can be used for simple or things like a mouse click, but we can also create our own custom event args class that derives from event args. And then our delegate syntax would change to a more standard way syntax. So to do that in code, we create another class, and we can name it work performed event args. Work performed event args. And then here we make it a public. We're going to add a couple of properties. So create a couple of properties for to hold our hours and a work type that we had the whole time. Also, we can create a constructor that we can use to pass some data to it. Very important thing here, like we said, we have to inherit event args from a system. So this completes our work performed event args class. So our delegate is also going to change now. It's going to use sender here of type object, and then here we're going to simply use our work performed args, we can call it E. So now we have our delegate that's been defined using more standard way, using the sender object and our own custom event args class. And of course, in order to run it down here in this more standard way that I have for what we need to do here is we need to raise it using this meaning this object, and then we need to go ahead and new up our work performed args and send our hour and a work type to it. This is raising it using our event. If we wanted to raise it using our delegate, we're going to need to cast we're going to need to change this line of code. Oh no, I mean we have to change for now this line of code where we are sending this. It's going to look exactly the same. And then the newest way of doing it with this syntax, we're going to have to change the signature here as well. So another way to eliminate, we can eliminate this syntax that we write for delegate if we use event handler of T. It's a generic event handler of T class. So we don't have to write out a custom handler, we just put everything in one line of code under event, and we just pass it our args class to our event handler, and everything is done behind the scenes, and we just name the event work performed. So in our code we can go ahead and get rid of this. Let's go ahead and comment this out and then change this to the new syntax, which is event handler of, then our name of our args, work performed. So that's all we have to do. This will break something down here. Well, let's see in our regular way of raising the event if it's going to break anything. Looks like this one is continuing to work just fine. This one we're going to have to cast back. To this in order for it to work. And this one as well, we need to cast it to something else. Everything else only works, just casting part. So to me it seems like this syntax right here, event raising syntax, that doesn't involve any casting, seems like it would be a way to go. And then in our program now, what we can do, we can new up our worker class in our main here. We can say worker, new worker, and then we should see events here. We have two events that we can wire, and that's our what we're going to be covering with our event handlers. Next topic.